You are listening to Live Free with Rebecca Packard. With this podcast, Rebecca will help spiritual entrepreneurs and mompreneurs experience emotional freedom so that they can create calm and balance in all areas of their life. If you're ready to release your emotional baggage, trauma, and that constant feeling of overwhelm, then you are in the right place. Your journey starts now. Here's your host, Rebecca Packard.
Hi, welcome. It's Rebecca Packard, and today we have a lovely guest, Wendy Myers. Guys, if you are not on the Wendy Myers Detox train, like, oh my goodness, we have been talking a lot about getting our health, getting our wealth, getting our mindset, getting all the things in order. And Wendy is kind of like a pivotal role in the space of learning how to do that when it comes to detoxing, aligning, and really getting yourself into balance. She knows a lot about energy and all kinds of things, but her number one thing that she has been sharing for a very long time now is detoxing from heavy metals, detoxing from chemicals, the sneaky places they show up. Like, oh my gosh, if you've read her book, you already know, and you're like, oh my gosh, how do people not know about this? If you haven't read her book, don't worry. We're going to share all the information about that and where you can get it and how you can get your hands on it, because you're going to want it after we talk. Wendy, we're so happy to have you here. Thank you so much for being in this space and being open to share your message with this community and those that it touches. We're so happy to have you. Welcome.
Yes. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for having me on. Yeah, I'm very passionate about the subject of detoxification because I think it's really that missing piece that a lot of people are, not tending to, don't have awareness about. I think there's a lot of people that are doing so many things for their health and feel like they're kind of a hamster on a wheel, like they're just not getting anywhere. And they're spending a lot of time and energy and money. And that was myself at one point when about 10 years ago, I was just doing everything right. At least what I thought was right with my health. And it wasn't until I discovered, detoxification of heavy metals and chemicals and started, on a program to, get this stuff out of my body, out of my fat cells, out of my brain, that I really started making a lot of strides in my health. And it just really lit a fire under me to, communicate this message to more people that need to hear it.
Yeah. And I love that you're even like, okay, it's in the brain, it's in the fat, it's in all the things. So you guys, when you're beating yourself up of like, oh, I'm feeling a little foggy today, or, oh my gosh, I've been doing all the right diets and I've been doing all the right exercise and I've been doing all the right things and I'm not losing any weight. Like, we're going to get to that because it probably has to do with the fact that you have some kind of chemical buildup or heavy metal toxin that's helping or causing you, not helping you to carry that, but it's causing you to not be able to let go of that. So Wendy, can you just tell us a little bit about, because you have a fascinating journey, a little bit about who you are and how you got into this space?
Yes. Yeah. Well, I had about 10 years ago, I had a baby and I was, researching all about, how to have a healthy home for the baby and healthy pregnancy and healthy organic baby food and all the chemicals that are harmful. And I just read my whole life about health, but hadn't really read about lead and mercury and all these. I read about it, but I didn't think it applied to me more accurately. And so I just started reading more and more about it with, planning for my pregnancy, and then I had my baby. And after I had my baby, I wasn't bouncing back. It was this like a year after I had my daughter, and I wasn't losing the weight like I used to. And I was punishing myself, 6 to 8 hours a week of working out, eating healthy food, going to bed hungry, low carbohydrate, just doing so many things. And I thought if I did this in my 20s, I'd be like an Olympic athlete, with the amount of work I was doing. And I was angry and I just was like, what is wrong with me? And so I went to my doctor, did all these tests, and they said at 37, I had the hormone levels of a menopausal woman. And I thought, how is that possible? Why? And I take such good care of myself. And then I did some, then I went on Dr. Google and I figured out, so she wanted to put me on hormone replacement therapy. And I was like, that's just not how I envisioned my life at 37. And isn't that for like menopausal women? And, how long do I have to be on these? And are there problems with those? I've heard a lot of bad things. So that just wasn't what I wanted. So I just thinking, deductive reasoning, like what caused this in the first place, And so I went to Dr. Google and I found out there's things like mercury and pesticides and other chemicals that interfere in your hormones. And so I thought, okay, well, it's detox. And I looked up adrenal fatigue, was searching at adrenal because my doctor said I had adrenal fatigue. So thyroid issues and whatnot, all the hormones were out of whack, all of this, the stress, thyroid, and sex hormones. So I was just, the trifecta. And a lot of women are dealing with that at younger and younger ages. And so I found this website that was doing hair mineral analysis, or HTMA. And I did, I was very skeptical. But I did the test anyways. And I had mercury and arsenic, and I had other nickel, had other metals as well. And when I did in the future, I did other heavy metals, tests, urine and stool, and I had all kinds of other heavy metals. And when I started detoxing those metals, I started feeling so much better. I was really taken by it. And that's really what sparked my interest in trying to educate more people about this problem. Because I've been reading about health for a long time, and I just really hadn't gotten the message. There's no one out there that had driven the message home to me about how important this is. Because, Dr. Joe Pizzorno, founder of Bastyr University, he said that, heavy metals and toxins are the number one primary driver of disease today. And I firmly believe that after doing research for the last 10 years.
Absolutely. It is a crazy, crazy thing that so few people are speaking of that space. Even today, I mean, we're talking 10 years later after, like, you've gone through this whole journey and this is a 10-year window for you. But even today, where so many people are like, eco this and let's do that. And like, they're coming up with little solutions, but no one's talking about detox. Everyone's talking about making a clean change and making a better option, but that's not affecting the space of our ability to detox. So in that space, you've written a book. We're going to share the link for that. But in that book, you do share how to detox. You share some windows into where to go and how to find that and what to do. And can you share your number one go-to when you were like, oh my gosh, this is something I'm going to have to do every day to make sure that I am detoxing? Can you share that little tidbit, that little golden nugget with people of how to detox? If you're just starting out, what's one thing they can do today to start?
Yeah, the easiest thing you can do is eat foods that promote detoxification, because you need raw materials for your liver to be able to process toxins. So, the number one detox food is broccoli sprouts. Not broccoli so much, but broccoli sprouts. So they're very, very, very rich in nutrients you need to facilitate detoxification, your liver breaking down chemicals and taking out the trash. Then egg yolks, those are very rich in nutrients for detox. Onions, garlic, and ginger. And so I drink ginger juice every single day. I juice sprouts. I eat them in my tacos. I live in Mexico, so I eat a lot of tacos, and I put lots of sprouts in them, and eat lots of garlic, and I just eat juicing every day as well. And so those are very, very key, very simple. But you need to do more than that. So the next level would be taking a binder. So there's a binder citrus pectins are great for absorbing all different types of chemicals and pesticides and heavy metals and things like that. And so that's a really easy, simple thing that you can do. And that's safe to take on a daily basis. The charcoal is really popular, but you really can't take that every single day. It's fine if you've had a known exposure. So you drink alcohol. If I drink alcohol, I'll take some charcoal. It doesn't happen just on occasion, but it will absorb that salt, or if whatever you have fast food one day, take some charcoal, absorb all those chemicals that are in that food. It happens. And then if you want to do something like a protocol, infrared saunas are amazing. Those are, time and money investment. But if you're ready to take things to that next level, infrared saunas are amazing. They're more and more popular. You live in any urban area, you can find a place that has an infrared sauna that you can use. But what I think is the most powerful detox protocol are ionic foot baths. In particular, the Ion Cleanse by AMD, or it's amajordifference.com. They have an amazing foot bath that gets out just pulls everything out of your body. And so that's, I think for me, what helped me finish my detox or get me up my body, 98% clean was doing, 200 hours of the ion cleanse foot bath. But most people have to do on average about 400 hours. That's what most people need to cleanse their body out. But different protocols appeal to different people. This infrared sauna is very, very pleasurable, but the ion cleanse foot bath is something you can do while you're watching TV, while you're working. Your children can do it. People that don't like heat can do it. Elderly people can do it. So it can be an amazing way, to meet your health goals.
Yeah, that's fantastic, because a lot of people go, oh, this is going to be really time consuming, or this is going to be something really difficult for me to do. And it's really changing and tweaking of little things you're eating, of little things you're doing. If you're going to be sitting watching TV anyway, get yourself an infrared sauna blanket. They have them now. You can sit on your couch and throw on an infrared sauna blanket. Or like Wendy was saying, you can get one of those foot baths. You can get those now for home use. And while you're watching TV, while you're sitting scrolling Facebook, while you're scheduling your relaxation time, because we always say if you don't schedule it, you're not going to do it anyway. Schedule yourself that bath, that foot bath with the ionic addition, because a lot of people are giving themselves manicures, pedicures, and all that at home right now because they're like, wow, I don't really feel like going out. Well, upgrade, get yourself an ionic foot bath. They're really, really easy to use too. Now, when you are doing stuff for yourself, because you're a busy lady, Wendy is a busy lady, you guys. So we are super excited she's here. You yourself, what are you doing for your personal self-care?
Yeah. So, I spent for 10 years doing infrared saunas. I've done a lot of infrared saunas, and I still do coffee enemas. I do coffee enemas probably every 2 to 3 days. And I've done that for 10 years. That's a great way to, detox, like mechanically detox your liver. That's an amazing way to do that and help the liver purge toxins. And, I also, like I said, I love the ionic foot bath. I did about 200 hours of those. And now I do about 2 a week to kind of maintain my clean, healthy body, because we're exposed to toxins every single day, hundreds, if not thousands of chemicals and metals in our air, food, and water. So, and there's no exception to that. Everyone has heavy metals and chemicals in their body, everybody. So there's no escaping this, and they're not having a positive impact on your health. So you do need to actively remove these. And so that's what I do. I drink a fresh juice every day to flood my body with minerals, because minerals are what are needed to help to push metals out of the body and, gently help to push them out slowly but surely. This is not a race. You can't detox super fast. I'm not a fan of chelation, where you do IV therapy to put amino acids in you to pull out metals. That can be disastrous for a lot of people, but life-saving. There's a time and a place where it can be life-saving to bring a heavy metal exposure load down quickly. But for the most part, you need to slowly facilitate the exit of these toxins out of the body. And so by doing these natural, gentle methods I've talked about on the show, that's what I recommend based on my research and working with thousands of clients. But yeah, that's what I do. And I eat, lots of vegetables with sulfur in them. You need sulfur to remove toxins. So cruciferous vegetables, egg yolks, broccoli sprouts. I eat a lot of different types of sprouts. I eat garlic sprouts, onion sprouts, things like that. But yeah, eat a super healthy diet, get lots of sleep every night, exercise every day. It's like a full-time job. But you get what you reap, what you sow. And I'm going to be 50 next year. And so I just feel like because of how I've taken care of myself my whole life, I'm really reaping those benefits now. And, but yeah, the daily detox is very important to me.
Yeah. And you guys, I know you're probably listening going, wow, she just said a lot of things, like a lot. But you know what? Like we've talked about multiple times, little tweaks. Add one thing, do it for a week, get comfortable with it. Add another thing, do it for longer, get comfortable with it. And then those habits are natural. They're easy. They're effortless. They're just a part of your life. Okay. So don't get overwhelmed. Start with one thing and move forward with that. It like the other really big thing that I want to go back to which Wendy said, if you are not watching the video of this, find the video. Wendy looks amazing. She's going to be 50. She looks amazing because she's taking care of the one body she's in. Because we don't get a redo in the body in this space and time. So what if we want to be active, if we want to be that vibrant, loving human that we are and that we want to be in the world, we need to take care of the vessel that we're in. So detoxing, giving it the nutrients, giving it the health, and giving it the support that it needs to show up to carry us in this space so we can move forward and do our work in the world, our life in the world, our lessons in the world, to touch the lives and create the legacy that we're all talking about doing. So taking care of it and giving it those few things and constantly reevaluating, what's something else I can add to take care of myself? What's something else I can do or tweak or even remove? Because some of the things are about removing. So what's the number one thing, Wendy, that you would say, if you have this in your home, get it out?
Yes. Well, you've got yes. Well, you've got, water is probably a big source of toxins. So, making sure you're drinking filtered water is really important, or drinking, spring water in glass is really important. A lot of people don't have access to that or they can't afford it, but there's a lot of really great filters out there. I like pH prescriptions filters. They have filters to fit everyone's budget. And so that's really important to drink clean water, because there's so many chemicals in water. There's so many waterborne chemicals, medications. There's a lot of hormones, birth control pill, antidepressants in water, and we're showering in that every day. So pH prescriptions also has shower head filters that filter heavy metals, which most of them don't. So that's what I recommend. Those are kind of, an investment, but simple fixes that go a long way to removing toxins that you're ingesting every day.
Yeah. And by the simple fix, one, it's a simple fix, but two, even though you look at it and originally you're like, oh, that's a little pricey, it's not as pricey as the health that you're going to have later by the constant exposure of these things. So the company is great because they have the different levels. Check it out, you guys, because the little things you do now, the little things you tweak now will save you so much later in all kinds of things, in your health, in your wellness, in your sanity, in all the different spaces. Because when we start to get sick, when we start to get disconnected, we start to go down the rabbit hole, right? And so saving yourself that step and not even going there is going to be lovely. And who doesn't love to take a shower and be like, oh, I know this is such clean water. This is so great. It's a little bit of self-care I'm giving to myself by letting myself be showered in this super clean, delightful water. Because the other thing is I know some of you are going, well, wait, what's my shower have to do with it? I'm not drinking it. We absorb over 26% of what touches our skin. So if you're showering, if you're standing barefoot, if you're doing all of those things and it's touching the largest organ on your body, you're absorbing it. Remember, we've had that talk before. So these are little fantastic things that you guys can implement to help yourselves to live that healthy lifestyle that you're all looking for. Wendy, in the space of people with families, because I know we have a lot of people who are moms on the show and they're listening and they're going, wait, how am I going to get my family to get on the board with this? What's a simple trick that they can do?
Okay. Yes. For families. Well, you can start with just, cooking meals that have, cruciferous vegetables in them. That's a simple one. And, a lot of kids will eat broccoli. They will eat, certain egg yolks and detox foods and things like that. And as far as, detoxification protocols, ionic foot bath is easy for children to do, and most women, a lot of females that are on our program, they get their husbands on the program and they just guide him on doing it. So if you got an ionic foot bath, your whole family could use it. And you could just say, hey, honey, he's watching TV, just put his feet in it. That's all he has to do. And so that can get him detoxing without him really having to do any effort whatsoever. And a lot of people won't contest putting their feet in some nice warm water, Yeah. So I find that in a lot of families and the women are leading, they're they're leading their family on the healthy charge, so to speak. And they get their supplements out for their husband. And, there's certainly a lot of amazing health conscious men that are listening to your show. But a lot of times the women, their wives are assisting in that capacity.
Definitely. That's fantastic. Yeah. Who doesn't love to put their feet in a nice hot soak and relax?
Yeah.
Like, it's lovely. My 8-year-old, his favorite thing is foot baths. I'm like, well, now we're going to add ionic to it.
Yes.
And he'll love that because he'll be like, what's this thing? It'll be great. You'll love it. Well, and I would love to keep you here all day, every day, but we can't do that because you're a busy lady and you've got a lot of lives to touch. So in the space of parting, we have loved having this conversation, but I always ask everyone before the end that if you got off right now, what would be the one thing where you'd be like, oh my gosh, I wish I had said this. What would that be for you?
Yes. Well, if you feel like you are doing everything right with your health, if you feel like you are eating an amazing diet, you're taking really high quality supplements, you are exercising, you're kind of checking off all those boxes that you feel like you're being told you're supposed to do with your health, and you still don't feel well, I urge you to be thinking about, adding detoxification to your health regimen, because like I mentioned before, toxins are the number one primary driver of disease today. They affect your brain function, your blood sugar control. They promote hypertension, heart disease, all of the major, diabetes, blood sugar control. They are a big driver, an outright cause, underlying root cause of many of these health issues. So it's not just you're a victim or it's your genetics. You want to be thinking about removing these toxins from your body to prevent health issues and to reverse symptoms, especially fatigue. A lot of heavy metals, they poison enzymes that transport nutrients into your mitochondria. So you're not able to produce the energy that your body is capable of. So if you're just feeling like you're, in your 30s and 40s, and you're feeling really, really run down, that's not normal. And usually toxins are contributing to that in numerous ways. So again, dig into it a little bit more. You can go on my website, myersdetox.com. I have over 400 podcasts on the topic of detoxification. So you can really get quite an education on my website. We have lots of options for people to, get started learning about this topic. It's really, really important.
Yeah. That's fantastic. Yeah, that's a big one. A lot of people are going to the space of fatigue. Oh, I'm fatigued. Oh, I'm tired. Oh, I'm this. Check out whether you need to detox, because a lot of it is really linked to that. People think, oh, I'm busy. Well, busy is one thing, but when you slow down and you're still tired, you probably have a detox situation that's trying to come to head. And the better you are when you start, you're going to be like, oh my goodness. Once you get the energy back, you'll be like, whoa, this is fantastic.
Yeah. And also with weight loss, the body stores toxins in the fat cells. And so if you don't have like the energy or the nutrients or your liver's not working well to process these toxins, your body is not going to let that fat go. So there's a lot of people that have resistant weight loss, or they can't lose that last 15 pounds or what have you, or just nothing they do works for weight loss. I assure you it's toxins that are promoting that, or your liver is congested or overwhelmed. And those are all contributing factors to weight gain and resistant weight loss as well.
That is one of those things where I don't think I've ever met a woman who hasn't gone, oh, I can't lose the last 10 pounds. Ladies, let's all detox.
Yes.
We're all going to be detoxing on the first of the year. Start sooner. You need it. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to ask you one more thing. What's the one daily supplement that you take for your regular detoxing?
Yeah. So I take my daily detox supplement. It's 100% organic greens powder that has fermented broccoli sprouts in it. It's got a lot of foods to facilitate your liver function, so you can detox. It has fermented beets. It has fermented ginger in it, fermented turmeric. There's mushrooms in it. There's about 26 different ingredients in it that are all focused on improving liver function and helping the liver detox. I think that right now we have 100 million people that have non-alcoholic fatty liver disease in the United States alone. And that doesn't even, count people that have underfunctioning livers or other types of liver health issues, which I think is rampant because of the amount of toxins our livers are having to break down and metabolize. And not to mention our terrible diets. And, the liver does over 500 different things in the body. So that's your master organ. If that's not working properly, your other organs are going to be at a disadvantage. So my daily detox can really help to improve, help the liver function better.
That's fantastic. And we can find that right on your website, right?
Yes. Yeah. You can find it on myersdetox.com.
Wonderful. Well, Wendy, it has been amazing having you here. And we're so excited to have this conversation with you. And all of us are going to be detoxing more and adding different things to our lives. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. And like I said, we're going to be putting the links to find and connect with Wendy right in the description below. And you can find her at myersdetox.com, but also check out the description of the show, because we'll be adding some extras like direct links to her book and whatnot. And thank you again. And we will see you next week.
Great. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. And we want to hook you up because you're a loyal podcast listener. So head on over to www.rebeccapackard.com to get a special introductory price when you sign up for an emotion code session. Head on over to our website at www.rebeccapackard.com.